I love him, but he is married. My name is Emma. I know it is wrong. I know he belongs to her. But when he looks at me, I forget everything. I am the other woman. This is my story. It is not a happy story, but it is a true story. It is about my heart. My heart is a strange thing. It does not listen to my mind. My mind knows what is right. My heart only knows what it wants. I work in a small coffee shop. It is a quiet place. The coffee is warm. The chairs are soft. I like my job. I see many people every day. They come in. They get coffee. They leave. I see their faces. But I do not know their stories. For a long time, my life was simple. I woke up. I went to work. I came home. I slept. It was a small life, but it was my life. I was not happy, but I was not sad. I was just there. Then he came. His name is Liam. The first time I saw him, it was a normal Tuesday. The shop was quiet. I was cleaning the counter. The little bell on the door rang. I looked up, and I saw him. He was tall. He had dark hair. He had the kindest eyes I had ever seen. They were brown, like warm coffee. He smiled at me. It was a small smile, but it felt big. It felt like the sun coming out on a cloudy day. "Hello," he said. His voice was deep and calm. "Can I have a black coffee, please?" "Of course," I said. My voice was a little shaky. I hoped he did not notice. I turned around to make his coffee. My hands were trembling. I could feel his eyes on me. It was a strange feeling. No one ever looked at me like that. People looked at me, but they did not see me. I was just the girl who made their coffee. But he saw me. I felt it. I gave him his coffee. Our fingers touched for a second. It was like a little electric shock. My heart jumped. He smiled again. "Thank you," he said. He gave me the money. Then he left. I watched him walk away. The little bell rang again, and he was gone. The shop felt empty after he left. It was strange. He was a customer, just a man who wanted coffee. But the air felt different. I thought about his smile all day. I thought about his kind eyes. I told myself it was silly. I was being a foolish girl. I would probably never see him again. But I was wrong. The next day, he came back. It was the same time. He ordered the same thing, a black coffee. He smiled at me again. This time, we talked a little more. "It is cold today," he said. "Yes, it is," I answered. "Winter is coming." "I like winter," he said. "The world is quiet." "I like it too," I said. It was true. I did like winter. But I never told anyone that. People always complain about the cold, but he understood. He came every day after that. Every single day. He always ordered a black coffee. He always smiled. Our small talks became longer. He asked me my name. "I am Emma," I told him. "That is a beautiful name," he said. "I am Liam." Liam, his name felt right. It fit him perfectly. Our conversations were simple. We talked about books. We talked about music. We talked about the weather. We talked about everything and nothing. But with him, everything felt important. He listened to me. He really listened. He looked at me when I spoke. His brown eyes were always focused on my face. It made me feel special. It made me feel seen. I started to wait for him every day. I would look at the clock. At 3 o'clock, my heart would start to beat faster. I knew he would be there soon. The sound of the little bell on the door became my favorite sound in the world. When he came in, my whole day became bright. We had our own little world, just for a few minutes every day. In the small, quiet coffee shop. One day I saw it. It was always there, but I did not want to see it. It was a thin gold ring on his left hand, a wedding ring. My heart sank. It felt like a stone dropping in a deep, cold lake. He was married. Of course he was married. A man like him. A kind man. A handsome man. Of course, he was not alone. I felt so stupid. I was a young woman dreaming a silly dream. He was just a nice customer. He was being friendly. That is all. I was making a big story in my head. A story that was not real. That day I was quiet. I made his coffee. I did not look at him. "Are you okay, Emma?" he asked. His voice was full of concern. I looked at him then. I could not help it. "I am fine," I said, but my voice was small. He knew I was not fine. He looked at my face for a long time. "You seem sad today," he said. "It is nothing," I said, "just tired." He nodded, but he did not look convinced. He took his coffee. He stood there for a moment. He looked like he wanted to say something more, but he did not. He just said, "I hope you feel better tomorrow." Then he left. I wanted to cry. I went to the back room of the shop. I looked at myself in the small mirror. My face was pale. My eyes were sad. "He is married, Emma," I whispered to my reflection. "He has a wife. He has a life. You are not part of it." I told myself to stop. I told myself to forget his kind eyes. I told myself to forget his warm smile. The next day, I tried to be different. I tried to be professional. Just a girl making coffee. When he came in, I gave him a small, polite smile. "Hello, Liam," I said, the usual. "Yes, please," he said. He was watching me. I tried not to look into his eyes. I made his coffee quickly. I put it on the counter. "Here you go," I said. He did not take it. He just stood there. "Emma," he said softly, "did I do something wrong?" I finally looked at him. His face was full of confusion and something else. Hurt. I was hurting him. That was the last thing I wanted to do. "No," I said, my voice barely a whisper. "You did nothing wrong." "Then what is it?" he asked. He took a step closer. The counter was between us, but it felt like he was right next to me. "Talk to me." I shook my head. I could not tell him the truth. I could not say, "I have feelings for you, but you are married, and it hurts me." I could not say that, so I said nothing. He sighed. He looked down at his hands. He saw the ring on his finger. He looked back at me. And in that moment, I think he understood. His face changed. It was a mix of sadness and something I could not read. "I see," he said. It was just 2 words. But it felt like a whole conversation. He knew. He understood why I was sad. He did not say he was sorry. He did not make excuses. He just looked at me with those kind, sad eyes. He took his coffee. He paid. He turned to leave. At the door, he stopped. He looked back at me. "You are a good person, Emma," he said. And then he was gone. I did not see him for a week. Every day, at 3 OT clock, my heart would beat fast. I would watch the door. The little bell would ring. Someone would come in. But it was never him. The coffee shop felt empty again. My life felt empty. The small brightness he brought into my day was gone. And everything was gray again. I told myself it was for the best. This was the right thing. He was married. I needed to forget him. I needed to move on. I worked hard. I tried to smile at the other customers. I tried to pretend that I was fine. But at night, when I was alone in my small apartment, I would think of him. I would remember our conversations. I would remember the way he looked at me. And my heart would ache. One day he came back. It was raining hard outside. The shop was empty. I was reading a book behind the counter. The bell rang. I looked up. It was him. He was wet from the rain. His dark hair was messy. He looked tired. My heart started to beat like a drum. I did not know what to do. I did not know what to say. He walked to the counter. He did not smile. He just looked at me. "Hello, Emma," he said. "Liam," I said, "you are back." "I am," he said. "I tried to stay away. I thought it was the right thing to do. For you." "Why did you come back?" I asked. He was silent for a long moment. He looked out the window at the rain. "Because I miss talking to you," he said. "It is that simple. The days are long when I do not see you." My mind was screaming, "Be careful, Emma. This is dangerous." But my heart was singing. He missed me. He missed me. "I am not happy, Emma," he said, so quietly I almost did not hear him. He was not looking at me. He was looking at his wedding ring. He twisted it around his finger. I have not been happy for a long time. This was it, the moment I was afraid of. He was telling me about his life, his real life, a life with a wife, an unhappy life. I felt a mix of things. I felt sad for him. I felt a little bit of hope. And I felt a lot of guilt. The hope made me feel guilty. Why was I hoping for his unhappiness? What kind of person was I? "I am sorry," I said. It was all I could say. "Do not be sorry," he said. He finally looked at me. His eyes were full of pain. "It is not your fault. I met my wife a long time ago. We were young. People change." He paused. "She is a good person. She does not deserve this." "Deserve what?" I asked. "Me," he said. "A husband who feels more alive talking to a girl in a coffee shop than he does in his own home." His words hit me hard. They were honest. They were raw. They were dangerous. I was standing on the edge of a cliff. I knew I should step back. I knew I should run away. But I could not move. I was frozen by his words, by his sadness. He stayed for an hour that day. The rain did not stop. We talked. He told me about his job. He was an architect. He designed buildings. He loved his work. It was the one thing that made him feel creative. He told me he and his wife, her name was Sarah. They did not talk much anymore. They lived in the same house. But they were like two strangers. They had nothing to say to each other. I listened. I did not say much. I just listened. I made him another coffee. He drank it slowly. The shop was our little island in the middle of a storm. When the rain finally stopped, he stood up to leave. "Thank you, Emma," he said. "Thank you for listening." "You are welcome," I said. He reached across the counter. He gently touched my hand. It was just for a second. His fingers were warm. "I will see you tomorrow," he said. It was not a question. It was a promise. And he did. He came back the next day, and the day after that. Things were different now. There was a secret between us. A sad, complicated secret. We did not talk about his wife again. We went back to our simple conversations. Books, music, dreams. But underneath it all, his words were always there. I am not happy. I was falling for him. I knew it was wrong. I knew I was playing with fire. But I could not stop myself. He was like a magnet. I was pulled towards him. I lived for those few minutes every day. He was the sun in my gray sky. One day, he asked me to meet him after work. "Just for a walk," he said. "In the park." My mind said no. "No, Emma. This is a bad idea. This is crossing a line." But my heart said yes. Yes. I want to see him outside the coffee shop. I want to be with him in the real world. I said yes. My heart won. It always did. We met at the park. It was a beautiful autumn day. The leaves on the trees were red and gold. The air was crisp and cool. It felt strange to see him not at the coffee shop. He was wearing a soft sweater. He looked different, more relaxed. We walked on the path. We did not talk much at first. We just walked side by side. It felt comfortable. It felt normal. It felt right, too right. We found a bench by a small pond. We sat down. The sun was warm on our faces. "I like it here," I said. "It is peaceful." "Yes," he said. "It is." He was looking at me. Not at the pond, not at the trees. At me. His eyes were so intense. I felt like he could see everything inside me. My hopes, my fears, my love for him. "Emma," he said my name like it was a prayer. He moved a little closer. "I need to tell you something." "What is it?" I asked, my heart pounding in my chest. "I think I am falling in love with you," he said. The world stopped. The birds stopped singing. The wind stopped blowing. The only thing I could hear was the sound of my own heart. It was a loud, frantic beat. He loved me. He said he loved me. It was everything I wanted to hear. and everything I was terrified to hear. I did not know what to say. I just looked at him. Tears started to form in my eyes. He saw the tears. He looked worried. "I am sorry," he said. "I should not have said that. It is not fair to you." "No," I said, finding my voice. "It is not that." "Then what is it?" he asked gently. "I think I am falling in love with you too," I whispered. A small smile appeared on his face. It was a sad smile, but it was a smile. He slowly reached for my hand. He held it in his. His hand was big and warm. It felt safe. "What are we going to do?" I asked. "I do not know," he said honestly. "But I cannot pretend this is not happening. I cannot go back to just being your customer." We sat there for a long time. We held hands. We watched the sun go down. We were two people in a very difficult situation. We were happy to be together. And we were sad because we knew it was wrong. This was the beginning of our secret life. We started to meet more often. We would go for walks in the park. We would go to small, hidden cafes in other parts of the city. We never went anywhere we might be seen by someone he knew. We lived in the shadows. Our time together was beautiful. He made me laugh. He made me feel smart. He made me feel beautiful. When I was with him, I forgot about everything else. I forgot about his wife. I forgot about the guilt. There was only us, Emma and Liam. He would tell me about the buildings he was designing. He would show me his drawings. His face would light up when he talked about his work. I loved seeing him happy. I loved seeing him passionate about something. I would tell him about my dreams. I told him I wanted to open my own bakery one day. I loved to bake. It was my secret hobby. He listened with so much interest. "You should do it," he told me one day. "You would be amazing. I can help you. I can design the shop for you." We would make plans. We would dream together. It was a fantasy world. A world where he was not married. A world where we could be together. But then I would go home to my empty apartment, and he would go home to his wife, and the reality would crash down on me. I was the other woman, the secret, the one who was breaking a family. The guilt was always there. It was a constant companion. It was a heavy weight on my chest. Some days, it was so heavy I could barely breathe. I would look at myself in the mirror, and I would not recognize the person I saw. Who was this girl? This girl who was stealing moments with another woman's husband. I never wanted to be this person. I was raised to be good, to be honest, to never hurt anyone. And here I was, hurting someone I did not even know. His wife, Sarah, I thought about her all the time. I wondered what she was like. Was she kind? Was she funny? Did she love him? Did she know he was unhappy? One day, I did something I am not proud of. I looked for her on social media. It was easy to find her. Liam had a common name, but his job as an architect made it easy. I found his company's page, and from there, I found his profile. It was private, but his wife's was not. Her name was Sarah. Her profile picture was a photo of them. They were on a beach. They were smiling. They looked happy, so happy. She was beautiful. She had long, blonde hair and a bright smile. She looked like a kind person. The kind of person you would want as a friend. I scrolled through her photos. Photos of their house. It was a beautiful house. A house he probably designed. Photos of their dog, a happy golden retriever. Photos of their vacations. Italy, France. They had a life. A real, shared life. I felt sick. My hands were shaking. I closed the laptop. This was real. These were real people. I was not just in a story. I was in someone's real life. And I was the villain. I was the one causing the pain. The next time I saw Liam, I was different. I was distant. I could not look him in the eye. "What is wrong?" he asked. He always knew when something was wrong. "I saw her," I said. My voice was cold. "Her?" he asked, confused. "Your wife," I said. "Sarah, I saw her online." He closed his eyes. He let out a long breath. "Emma, you should not have done that." "Why?" I asked, my voice rising. "Because she is beautiful. Because you look happy in all your pictures. Because you have a perfect life." "It is not a perfect life," he said quietly. "Pictures do not tell the whole story. You know that." "Do I?" I asked. "All I know is that you go home to her every night. You sleep in the same bed. You live in a beautiful house with a dog. What do I have, Liam? I have stolen afternoons in the park. I have secret coffees in cafes I will never visit again. I am a secret, Liam, and I am tired of being a secret." Tears were streaming down my face now. I was not just sad. I was angry. I was angry at him. I was angry at myself. He tried to hold me, but I pushed him away. "Do not touch me," I said. "Emma, please," he begged. "I love you." "Do you?" I asked. "If you love me, why are you still with her? Why can't you choose?" "It is not that simple," he said. "We have been together for 10 years. Our families are connected. Our lives are connected. Leaving is not just walking out the door. It is complicated." "I know it is complicated," I said, "but it is also simple. You either want to be with me or you do not. You cannot have both of us." We stood there in the park, the same park where we first held hands. But it felt different now. It was not our magical place anymore. It was a place of a painful decision. "I need time," he said. "Please, just give me some time to figure things out." I looked at him. I loved him so much. It hurt to look at him. I wanted to believe him. I wanted to give him time. But I also knew that time could mean forever. I would be waiting forever. Waiting for him to be brave. "How much time?" I asked. "I do not know," he said. That was the answer that broke my heart. "I cannot do this anymore, Liam," I said. "I cannot live like this. Waiting, hiding, feeling guilty every single second of the day. It is eating me alive." "So what are you saying?" he asked, his voice full of fear. "I am saying goodbye," I said. The words tasted like poison in my mouth. I love you, but I need to love myself more. And this is not love. This is pain. I turned around and I walked away. I did not look back. I knew if I looked back, I would run to him. And I could not do that. I had to be strong. For me, the first few weeks were terrible. Every day was a struggle. I woke up and my first thought was him. I went to work at the coffee shop. Every time the bell rang, my heart jumped, hoping it was him. But it never was. He did not come back. He respected my decision. And that almost hurt more. The coffee shop was just a coffee shop again. The world was gray again. I felt so alone. I cried a lot. I cried until I had no more tears. My heart was broken. A part of me was missing. But slowly, very slowly, things started to change. I started to focus on myself. I started baking more. I would bring cookies and cakes to the coffee shop. The customers loved them. My boss said I was talented. One day, an old woman, a regular customer, told me, "You should open your own shop, dear. You have a gift." Her words were like a little seed of hope. It was the same thing Liam had said. But this time, it felt different. It was my dream, not our dream, mine. I started to save money. I worked extra hours. I read books about business. I made a plan, a real plan for my bakery. It was hard work, but it was good work. It kept my mind busy. It gave me a purpose. Months passed. The sharp pain in my chest became a dull ache. I still thought about Liam sometimes. I wondered if he was happy. I hoped he was. I truly did. I realized that I did not want him to be unhappy. I just wanted to be happy myself. And I could not be happy as a secret. 1 year later, I did it. I opened my own bakery. It was a small place, but it was mine. I called it the Sunrise Bakery because it felt like a new beginning, a new day. The first day was scary. What if no one came? But they did. My old customers from the coffee shop came. New people came. The little bell on my own door rang all day. And it was the most beautiful sound. I was busy. I was tired. But I was happy. A real, deep happiness. A happiness that came from me. Not from a man. Not from a secret love. It came from my own hard work. From my own dream. One afternoon, I was cleaning the counter. The bakery was quiet. The little bell on the door rang. I looked up, a smile on my face, ready to greet a customer. And I saw him. It was Liam. He looked different. He was thinner. He looked older. He was not wearing his wedding ring. My heart stopped, just for a second. Then it started beating again. A calm, steady beat. He walked to the counter. He looked around the bakery. He looked at the cakes and the cookies. He looked at the name on the wall. "The Sunrise Bakery," he read out loud. He looked at me. "You did it," he said. His voice was full of admiration. "I did," I said. My voice was strong. "It is beautiful, Emma," he said. "Just like you." "Thank you, Liam," I said. There was a long silence. It was not a comfortable silence, but it was not a painful one either. It was just quiet. "I am divorced," he said finally. "It happened a few months ago. It was for the best, for both of us. Sarah is happier now too. She met someone new." I nodded. I did not know what to say. "I think about you all the time," he said. "I regretted letting you go every single day. You were right. I was a coward. I was afraid to change my life. But you were brave. You changed yours." He looked at me with those same kind eyes, the eyes I had fallen in love with. But I was different now. I was not that lonely girl in the coffee shop anymore. I was a woman, a business owner, a strong person. "I am happy now, Liam," I told him. And it was the truth. "I know," he said with a sad smile. "I can see that." He paused. "Is it too late for us?" This was the question. The question I had dreamed of hearing for so long. The question I thought would fix everything. But now, hearing it, I felt calm. I looked at him. I saw the man I had loved. The man who had shown me I could feel something beautiful. But also the man who had cost me so much pain. The man who had kept me a secret. The story was over, our story. It was a sad, beautiful, painful chapter of my life. But it was finished. It was time to start a new chapter. Alone. "Yes, Liam," I said, my voice gentle but firm. "It is too late." I saw the hurt in his eyes, and it hurt me to see it. But I had to be honest. For both of us. "I will always remember you," I said. "You were important to me. You helped me find myself. In a strange way, the pain helped me grow." He nodded slowly. He understood. "Can I buy a cookie?" he asked, trying to smile. "Of course," I said. I gave him my best chocolate cookie. He paid. Our fingers did not touch. "Goodbye, Emma," he said. "Goodbye, Liam," I said. I watched him walk away. The little bell on my door rang, and he was gone. This time, the bakery did not feel empty. It was full. Full of the smell of fresh bread. Full of my dreams. Full of my new life. My heart was not broken anymore. It was whole. It was strong. I learned a hard lesson. Love should not make you hide. Love should not make you feel guilty. Real love should make you feel proud. It should make you feel bright, like the sun. It was a long journey. It was a painful journey, but I made it. I am Emma. And this is my story. It was not a happy story, but now my life is. And I know if you are feeling lost, if you are feeling hurt, you can do this too. You can find your own sunrise. You can be strong. You can be happy. Just keep going.